Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are focusing on something that feels like it should be obvious but often gets missed. We're calling it the golden window.
Right, that really critical, very short moment right after a potential customer, raises their hand and shows they're interested.
Exactly. And based on the sources we've looked at, for most businesses out there, that window isn't just closing.
Oh, it's slamming shut. Hard. Bang. And our mission today really is to figure out why. Why are companies losing these interested buyers?
Yeah, and what we're finding is it's often not about lazy sales reps or bad skills. It seems to be this silent killer called work about work.
That's the term we're digging into. But first, let's set the stage. We've got some really fascinating data linking speed, tech, and, well, how people actually perform their jobs.
Okay, let's start with the big one. Think about someone filling out that request a demo form on your website. If you get back to them, that hot lead, within 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
It's apparently 21 times more effective for actually qualifying them, moving the sale forward, than if you wait just half an hour.
21 times. That's not just a little better, it's a completely different ballgame. It shows success isn't linear here. It's like exponential decay after those first few minutes.
And there's more, right, from rep.ai.
Oh, yeah. This one's even more staggering. If you really nail that timing, like respond within 60 seconds, 1 minute.
60 seconds.
You can boost your conversions by, get this, 391%.
391%. That's transformational. It's not just an improvement. It's, like you said, a competitive superpower.
It really is. That's the potential upside.
Okay, so that's the dream scenario. Now for the reality check. A big Forbes study looked at average response times globally. And it's not 5 minutes. It's not even an hour.
Nope. The terrifying average they found was 47 hours.
47 hours.
47 hours.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
We're talking nearly 2 full business days between someone saying, hey, I'm interested, and a human actually reaching out.
So that gap, 46 hours and 55 minutes? That's where the sales die.
That's precisely it. It's like a chasm. And the data suggests something like 84% of potential sales just fall into that gap and disappear.
84%.
And critically, this isn't just a sales rep issue. It points to something deeper, right? A systemic failure. Process, efficiency, the whole system design.
Right. So let's anchor this. Why does speed matter so much now? I mean, maybe 30 years ago, 47 hours was fine, maybe even normal. What's changed?
Well, fundamentally, buyer expectations. Simple as that. We're all consumers, right? And we've been trained.
Trained by whom?
But by Amazon, by Uber, by Netflix. We expect things instantly now. You order something, it arrives tomorrow. You want a ride, it's there in 3 minutes. You want a movie, click, it streams.
Okay, yeah, I see that. So when a potential buyer fills out that form,
Their brain is in instant gratification mode. They've identified a problem right now. Their interest, their intent is at its absolute peak in that moment.
they've done the research, maybe got approval, they're ready to solve this thing.
Exactly. And the research backs this up. SuperOffice found 90% of buyers say an immediate response is important or very important.
90%, okay.
If they have to wait 2 days, 47 hours. That peak interest is just gone. Poof. Maybe they figured out a workaround, maybe they got busy, or, much more likely,
They clicked on one of the other tabs they had open, your competitor.
precisely, which leads to that race factor. iAvox research suggests up to half of all sales go to the first business that actually responds and engages them.
50%. So it's literally a coin toss for whoever gets there first.
Pretty much. And if you're taking 2 days, you're not even showing up for the coin toss. You've already lost. Your competitor grabbed that peak moment because you were stuck.
And think about how it feels to the customer, right? Waiting 47 hours, it doesn't exactly scream, we value your business.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It feels like being put in a queue, like you're just another number. People naturally gravitate to the company that acts like their problem is urgent because, well, to them, it is urgent. That's the edge.
Okay, so the urgency is clear. The cost of delay is massive. Let's get to the why. Why the 47 hours? You mentioned executives often blame managers or reps.
Yeah, that's the knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Sales needs to work harder. We need better oversight.
Yeah.
But the research we've seen points somewhere else entirely.
To this work about work idea, let's define that. What is it?
It's basically all the manual, repetitive, administrative stuff that skilled people get bogged down in instead of doing the high-value work they were actually hired for. It's like systemic friction.
Systemic friction. I like that. So give us an example. That lead comes in, ping. What happens next for the average rep that leads to this delay?
Okay, so notification arrives, great. But before they can even pick up the phone, Ethically, really. They've got to capture the data, log into the CRM,
Right.
manually type in the name, the email, the company, what they asked for. Then maybe they need to check another system for lead scoring or, compliance stuff.
So copying, pasting.
Copying, pasting notes from the email into the contact record, maybe juggling 3, 4, 5 different logins and screens just to get the basic info logged correctly.
And boom, there goes your 5-minute golden window.
That's right.
Sucked up by basic data entry.
Exactly. That initial admin hurdle killed the speed. And it's not just sales, right? You see marketing folks manually merging spreadsheets for hours, HR teams doing endless data entry for onboarding.
Everyone's secretly a data entry clerk sometimes.
Pretty much. They become these human data transfer cables. Highly paid, skilled people acting as cables.
That's a depressing image. But let's talk hard costs, because using people as expensive cables, that has a price tag, right? The sources quantify this.
Oh, they do. And it's honestly, it's stunning. Parseur looked into this and found that just the manual data entry tasks
Just that part.
cost U.S. companies, on average, $28,500 per employee a year.
Wait, $28,000 per employee just on manual data entry?
That's the average, yeah. Pure administrative overhead. Waste, basically, driven by inefficient processes.
Wow. Okay, let's pause on that. $28,500 for every employee tangled in this. That's enough to hire someone else, or maybe more importantly, invest in the automation that fixes it.
Exactly. But instead, companies are effectively paying that much for people to be slow and frustrated because they're stuck copying and pasting.
And it's not just the money, it's the time, right? How much time are we talking?
Well, employees report spending over 9 hours a week, more than a full workday, every single week, just on these manual, non-strategic data tasks.
So your sales team literally can't respond in 5 minutes because one day a week, they're not salespeople, they're doing admin.
That's the reality. The golden window has slammed shut long before they even get a chance.
And this cost pops up everywhere, doesn't it? You mentioned HR. Paycom put a number on even small tasks.
Yeah, they calculated that even a single simple manual HR data entry task costs, on average, 4.86 cents.
$4.86 for one data point entry. How do they even get that specific? Is it just the time or?
It's more than just the time. That figure includes the labor, sure, but also the hidden costs, the inevitable mistakes.
Error correction.
Right. The time spent fixing errors, the manager time needed to review and approve things because it's manual and error-prone, it all adds up. That's the true cost of relying on human hands for repetitive tasks.
Okay, so the financial cost is huge, the time cost is huge, the impact on sales is catastrophic. But there's another layer here, isn't there? The human cost, burnout, engagement.
Absolutely. This is maybe the most critical piece. This low-value work about work, this constant administrative grind. It's arguably the single biggest driver of employee burnout right now.
Because nobody signs up for that.
Nobody. You don't join a company excited about your career in sales or marketing or HR thinking, great, I get to spend 9 hours a week being a human spreadsheet. You join to solve problems, to connect with people, to make an impact.
And when you bury talented people under that kind of admin work, you're not just wasting the $28,500, you're crushing their spirit. It's got to be incredibly demoralizing.
It is. And the data shows it. Grant Thornton found 51% of employees reported burnout in the past year. How's the workforce? Wow. But here's the direct link. 56% specifically said they experienced burnout from this repetitive manual work.
Okay, so more than half feeling burnt out directly because of the admin tasks. That's a direct hit on the process itself.
Exactly. And Gallup data shows global employee engagement is dismal, like historically low at 21%. So you've got a workforce that's largely burned out, disengaged, drowning in admin.
They just don't have the bandwidth, the mental or emotional energy to suddenly drop everything and jump on a new lead with enthusiasm.
Precisely. The slow response isn't necessarily laziness or lack of caring. It's often a symptom of exhaustion. They're so bogged down just maintaining the broken system, they can't perform those high-impact, immediate actions that sales requires. Their cognitive load is maxed out.
So wrapping this section up, the problem isn't just slow reps. It's a system creating burnout through this work about work, which then causes the slowness. It's a vicious cycle.
That's a perfect summary of the cycle.
Okay, so what's the way out? If the problem is systemic friction and burnout, just yelling, work faster, isn't going to cut it.
Absolutely not. That just makes the burnout worse.
Yeah.
The real fix, according to our sources, involves fundamentally changing the system. It's about using automation not to replace people, but to elevate them.
Elevate them, meaning?
Meaning you automate the repetitive, soul-crushing stuff, the work about work, to free up humans to do the things only humans can do. the complex interpersonal high-value stuff.
So taking that $28,500 cost and those 9 hours of wasted time.
Then reinvesting it. Reinvesting it into strategic thinking, relationship building, problem solving. You remove the friction that causes burnout and let the professional actually be a professional again.
Okay, paint the picture then. That hot lead hits the website. In an automated world, what happens in those first few seconds?
All right. Lead comes in. Instantly, the system grabs the info, creates the contact in the CRM, creates the deal record, maybe checks it against existing accounts, validates the data.
Automatically.
Simultaneously. Checks compliance rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then, crucially, it alerts the correct sales rep, maybe on their phone, maybe in Slack, with all the key details, maybe even a little summary or script prompt.
And how long does that take?
Done right. Less than 5 seconds.
5 seconds versus 47 hours. Yeah, that's the difference. But hang on, is that realistic for everyone? What about companies stuck with old tech complex rules? Is 5 seconds achievable or just a nice dream?
I'd say it's an achievable North Star.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you don't necessarily need to rip out everything overnight. Often the breakthrough comes from using smart automation tools between your existing systems.
Like middleware, a software that connects the darts.
Exactly. Software that acts as the bridge, handling that data transfer automatically. If you can just automate the work about work, that admin layer, you probably solved 80% of the friction right there. You reclaim that golden window almost immediately.
And the key is what happens with the time you get back, those 9 hours a week.
Now the salesperson can actually sell. They can ask insightful questions, listen to the answers, understand the customer's real pain points, build rapport, handle objections, negotiate.
The stuff that actually requires human intelligence and empathy.
The stuff that actually closes deals and builds relationships. You bridge the speed gap not by getting rid of the human, but by removing the admin bottleneck that was holding them back. You shift their role from glorified data entry clerk to strategic advisor.
So the core insight here, really, is that the winning businesses aren't the ones automating people out of jobs.
No, they're the ones automating the repetition out of jobs.
Allowing their human talent to focus purely on the high-impact, complex work that drives growth and customer loyalty. Automation makes the human more valuable, not less.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key takeaway.
All right, so for everyone listening, we want to leave you with something practical, a way to feel this problem firsthand. We're calling it the 60-second leaky bucket audit.
Yeah, this is simple but powerful. Go to your own company's website right now or right after this. Find the Contact Us or Request a Demo form, whatever your main lead capture point is.
Fill it out with your real information and start a timer on your phone.
And pay close attention. Don't just time the automated "thanks, we got your message" email. Time how long it takes for an actual person from your company to reach out personally. A real human.
If that time for a personal human response is more than 5 minutes.
You've got a leak, a big one. That $28,500 per employee leak we talked about is happening right there.
And that lead response gap is probably just one leak, right?
Oh, for sure. Think about internal reporting, maybe payroll processes, client onboarding, invoicing. Where else are your skilled people acting as those human data transfer cables?
Find that friction. Find those 9 hours a week of manual work.
Because once you identify where that time and energy is being wasted on admin, you start to see the incredible potential. Automate that repetition, and you'll likely see speed, quality, and crucially, employee engagement start to climb. You free up your humans to be brilliant.